Jets and Bruins have taken to the ice here at the MTS Center as they meet for the second time this season. Tuukka Rask, the former Toronto Maple Leaf draft pick, traded to Boston for Andrew Raycroft. He will get the start in goal for the Boston Bruins. Very good numbers for Rask. And Ondrej Pavelec gets his 5th straight start in goal for the Winnipeg Jets. And that save percentage now for a couple of games for the first time this year over the .900 mark.
The guy I'm going to be watching tonight, Dennis, Alex Burmistrov. Everyone's talking about the first line, Brian Little's line, scoring so many goals. It's going to be on him to get that second line going with Andrew Ladd, Kyle Wedgwood. They need depth of offense to compete with the Boston Bruins tonight.
This one is underway. Your referees, Dan O'Rourke, Brian Puckmara, and the linesmen are David Brisebois and Thor Nelson. Bufflin up for Thorburn into the Boston zone. Slater goes after it with McQuaid. To the near side wall, and Peverley, the former Atlanta Thrasher, snaps this rink wide. That is on and off the stick of Brad Marchand, and Pavelec will hold it.
We've already seen the quick change of the Boston Bruins, getting Chara off the ice, not looking for the matchup they wanted. Now he's back out there. Ondrej Pavelec knows that he will be under duress tonight. Boston Bruins are a physical team all around the rink, and that includes in and around the crease. And Ondrej Pavelec can expect to be bumped and bothered tonight.
Well, we saw it last night in the Pittsburgh game. Benoit Pouliot with some contact on Marc-Andre Fleury. Fleury chased him up the ice a little bit. Put the Bruins 2 men short at the time. They were 2 men short twice in the game last night. Killed them both. Pavelec stops it behind his own net. Leaves it for Stewart, around for Kane. Kane will chop this up the boards. Past Boychuk, and Boychuk will have to chase it back into his own zone with Brian Little after him. Stopped by Wheeler. Wheeler sharp angle chance. Stewart from the point. Puts it back in behind the net. Wheeler for Stewart. Lets it go to the front of the net. Brian Little got a stick on that, but it redirected wide of the net. Krejci back in. He'll drop for Nathan Horton. That shot blocked by Mark Stewart. What's new there? Here comes Kane. In on Boychuk. Good hit by Boychuk to rub out Kane. Now Wheeler goes in and bumps Seidenberg behind the net. As it gets physical, Kane goes across and takes a run at Seidenberg. Didn't take this long to get this game to get heated up. Peverley. Watched by Ladd. Seidenberg. Looking on the left side. This is past everyone as Chris Kelly couldn't get a stick on it, but Pavelec is going to play it. Kelly was the dangerous Bruin in the game in Boston. There 2 in the second period. Short-handed one and then the winner. Kelly on the far side having a career year. Back to Corvo. Slap shot, changed directions. Rebound, sharp angle chance for Kelly. Ends up on the stick of Archer's Coulden. He'll send Ladd away. Ladd to the line. Pouliot stays on him. And the loose puck turned over by McQuaid. Wellwood tried to get across ice, and it's cleared away. Archer's Coulden gets his stick on Pouliot's pass for Stapleton, and Stapleton will send it in. Both coaches like to play 4 lines. So everybody should get into this game early.
The Boston Bruins will do it a little bit by necessity after the late arrival last night.
Tyler Seguin, as Sarah mentioned, not in the lineup tonight for the Bruins. Here comes Stapleton for Jaffrey. To the front of the net is Klingberg, and a save made by Tuukka Rask. Carl Klingberg for Jaffrey. Away from Andrew Ference. Now Campbell down low to help Ference. Paige on the loose puck. Slater trying to trap it. Stewart pinches in. Cleared out to center. Paille is after it. Paille just shedding the full cage. After earlier this season, he took a puck to the face, a slap shot from Steve Staios.
He used that full cage. He had a little head-to-head contact with Genny Malkin last night, which stunned Malkin, and now he's back to the half field.
Bit of a bleeding lip for Malkin out of that one. Cleared into the Boston zone. Rask watches it carefully. Blocked by Slater for Thorburn. For Johnny Oduya, deflected in front off the stick of Glass and wide. Slater tried to stuff it. Rask on the short side, blocked it off, and now a penalty coming up as Slater knocks the stick out of Seidenberg's hands.
It's a penalty that we've seen called with tremendous consistency. Any kind of chopping down motion on these one-piece sticks. The stick breaks, it's going to be a penalty, and that's what Jim Slater does. Tries to get in on top of Dennis Seidenberg's stick, crushed it right in half in the offensive zone, leading a defender without a stick. That will always be called a penalty in the NHL.
Face off in the Jets zone. Jets have killed 43 of the last 48 shorthanded situations they have faced. Another face-off win by Brian Little, and this one gets cleared all the way down the ice.
That's big for Brian Little, winning these draws on the power play, because the Boston Bruins have several good centermen that are good on the face-offs.
Little was 69% against New Jersey on Saturday. He'll need that type of effort again. Zach Bogosian, good job to take it away from Lucic. And then Bogosian slaps it off the boards and down the ice. Well, not a surprise that Chara is the Bruin that the fans have zeroed in on tonight. Lucic around the boards for Seidenberg. Power play for the Bruins, scoreless here in the opening period. Jumping in off that back post was Chara, but the puck didn't come there. Krejci's on it. Krejci fires, blocker saved by Andre Pavlik, and Burmistrov will get this out to center ice. Huge shorthanded goal by Burmistrov late in the second period Saturday. His first career shorthanded marker that tied the game at 2. Bruins on the power play. Corbo, 50 seconds left in the man advantage. He's stopped inside the Jets line. Oduya sends it around Little and Ferentz after it. Peverley backs up Ferentz. For Bergeron, shot to the short side. Pavlik gets a piece of that. And quickly on the loose puck is Oduya, and he'll send it down the ice. Ferentz. Bergeron will tip it in. Stewart slams it around the boards. Corbo's going to hold it in. Watched by Burmistrov. The shot off of Stewart. And wide. Corbo has it again. For Ferentz. Slap shot blocked by Ladd. To the corner it goes, and the Bruins hunt it down. Corbo for Ferentz. For Corbo. For Brad Marchand, save, rebound, and Bogosian gets to the loose puck first and clears. And out of the penalty box is Slater. Marchand for Chara. Chara up the middle. That misses Jordan Caron in the lineup, and here comes Wheeler. Tried to go to the backhand of that long reach of Chara, poked it away from Wheeler. Wheeler trying to work it out of the corner. Chara's there. For Corbo, up for Pouliot. He'll just redirect it out to center ice. Back forward is Bufflin. Had it, lost it, gets it back, gets it to Little. Little on for Kane beyond his reach, and Boychuk there to put it back in. So it is Boychuk and Zdeno Chara. It looks as though they're going to draw the assignment against the Little line. Little for Kane, slap shot off the heel of his stick. Boychuk for Chara. Up the middle for Paillet and on to Gregory Campbell. Chips it in, and Paillet goes after it. Oduya's after him. Bufflin deflects it, and Stapleton is on it. Stapleton trying to get it past Gregory Campbell. Does on the second try. Klingberg's pass was in behind Jaffrey. And Thornton will put it back in the Winnipeg zone. Stapleton around for Klingberg. Paillet is there. McQuaid. Back behind the net. Paillet had it knocked off his stick, and Carl Klingberg, with pressure coming, will get it back to Bufflin. Bufflin swings it for Oduya. For Jaffrey. He'll head to the bench on the change as Klingberg goes after Seidenberg and takes him to the backboards and comes up with the puck. Jets are in the middle of a change, and now Klingberg will head to the bench to complete that line change. Good job by Carl Klingberg up from St. John's. Thornton gets knocked down, and offside is called on the play. Tonight's game plan brought to you by Tim Hortons Premium Blend Coffee. Always 20 minutes fresh.
And for the Boston Bruins, they got in very late last night after an emotional game against Pittsburgh. They can't have any excuses, and for the Winnipeg Jets, they need to take advantage of that very reason. Get the jump on the Bruins, play in their own end, get a lead. You can't let this Bruin team get ahead of you. Although the Bruins are quite engaged in this game already, as Sean Thornton was yapping at the Jets bench on his way back for the faceoff.
Bruins tried to make a late change. Officials send Andrew Ference back to the bench. Seidenberg plays it behind his own net for McQuaid. Jets have scored 74 goals this season. 30 of those have been in the opening period. I'd like just to back up what you were saying. Goals for and against by period. The Boston Bruins are -3 in the first period. After that, you don't want to go there. They're +15 and +21 in the third. Rask behind his own net leaves it for McQuaid. For Ference, his pass for Nathan Horton, picked off Slater for Glass, and that's off the leg. Thorburn is after it. So now Claude Julien and the line matchup with Claude Noel continue as Noel now has the Slater line out against the Nathan Horton, David Krejci Lucic line. In the slot, Glass, the shot blocked by McQuaid. Thornton for Bufflin, for Thorburn. Thorburn gets bodied and knocked down by Lucic. Cleared all the way down the ice. This is going to be an icing call against the Boston Bruins as Bufflin goes back and some contact there by Chris Thorburn on the far side.
That's a good shift by the third line of the Jets, getting in on the cycle, causing some turnovers. Milan Lucic, this is what he could do. Just throws down the big body of Chris Thorburn on the half wall, little left jab to the chest, knocks him down, gets a turnover.
Some size there. Lucic.
Targeted man, and Johnny Boychuk drops a big hit check on Evander Kane. That is tremendous footwork from Johnny Boychuk. And the fourth line, Carl Klingberg, gets the front of the net, straight line hockey, stopping on the puck. That's what Claude Noel wants to see out of him in this line, and he gets in on the forechecks as well, gets involved physically, allows his line mates to make a change while he keeps the puck alive. That's the kind of play that will get a fourth liner back on the ice.
Face-off will be back in the Winnipeg end as we take a look at Carl Klingberg, his third game since being called up from the St. John's Ice Caps. Who, by the way, continue to lead the American Hockey League in standings with a record of 14-4-4. Johnny Boychuk, sharp angle chance, right pad save by Pavlik, to the line but not out, kept in by Chara. Down low it goes, off the corner boards, taken by Flood, but he turns it over. Benoit Pouliot into the corner. Back for Johnny Boychuk. Boychuk through traffic. Puck is loose in front, and it gets cleared away. Pouliot in front of the net along with Peverly and Kelly. Chara for Boychuk. Former American Hockey League Defenseman of the Year. He'll just float this to the Jets line where Mark Flood, former Moose Defenseman of the Year, sends it up the middle looking for Wellwood. It was behind him, and Seidenberg is there. Scoreless in this game. The Jets have scored first in 8 of their last 15 games. Evander Kane turning the trick in 5 of those 8. This is off a skate and a souvenir here at the MTS Center.
This is the challenge when you play the Boston Bruins. This is their third line out there. You think you get your third defensive pair. It's not easy. Benoit Pouliot almost from his knees finds a way to get that one as it's a broken play in on Andre Pavlik. And it's Kulda and Flood out there trying to protect the front of the net.
Face-off outside the line. Ron Hainsey's hoping to be back in the lineup for Friday when Carolina Hurricanes are here, but time will tell. Wheeler across the line. Wheeler the wrist shot. Tuukka Rask the save. Blake Wheeler riding a 4-game point streak. Bufflin tried to send this up the left side. That's picked off by Caron. Caron trying to take it to the net. Stick save there by Pavlik. Rebound. Marchand fires, and that went off someone in front and wide. Kane for Wheeler. In on Seidenberg. Wheeler looks for Kane off the boards. Chases it down behind the net. Wheeler centers. Little couldn't get a stick on it. Stewart at the line. That shot is blocked by Caron. Stewart sends it down low. Corvo breaks it up. Bufflin jumps in from the right point. Gets bumped there by Marchand and gets it down low. Little back for Stewart. Cuts it to the middle of the ice and the slap shot goes off Caron wide. Bufflin throws this to the front of the net. Save made by Rask. Pressure now by the Jets. Little Looking out front, Bufflin is there, and he chopped it wide. Kane whips this right back out into the high slot. No one there because Bufflin had been down low, and it comes out to center, but Stewart jumps on it and pumps it right back into the Boston end. Cleared out the center, but right spiked in by Klingberg, and the long wrister is grabbed and held by Tuukka Rask. No score, Jets and Bruins here in the opener.
In the first period, we've already seen a couple of the two sides of Dustin Bufflin, with a bad decision. Hope pass through the middle, allowing the Boston Bruins to counterattack on the rush. These are the passes you cannot make against the Bruins. They will eat these alive. Jordan Caron, and it's just the knob of Pavlik's stick that stops Patrice Bergeron from getting a shot. Then Brad Marchand jumps on a loose puck as well. But here's the good. He's back in front of the net in the offensive zone, causing a turnover right down on top of the crease as well, generating a chance for his own team. And that is both sides of Dustin Bufflin in a span of 25 seconds. And that's what the coaches have to deal with for the Winnipeg Jets.
15 points in his last 14 games from an offensive side. Face off to the left of Rask. And Stapleton is going to get waved out. Jaffrey did not get much regular season action last year because of a knee injury. Did see action in the playoffs with the Moose. Jaffrey goes in to take the face-off, and the Jets come up with it. Quaid and Klingberg after a loose puck, and Campbell's on it for the Bruins. For Sean Thornton, and he'll back this off the boards into the Winnipeg end, and Mark Flood will go back. Campbell keeps an eye on Arthur's Kulda. Kulda's pass off the stick and taken by McQuaid. For Thornton and in. Pavlik with Paille coming, snaps it around the boards. Jaffrey couldn't control it. McQuaid didn't get much on it. And Arthur's Kulda's there to take it at the side of his own net. Skates it to the side boards. Tried to get it up the boards, but lost his balance on it. That allows the Bruins to take over. Now a good job by Kulda to put some body on Thornton, and that forces a turnover, and the Jets regain control. Barents as Klingberg falls. For Paille. Stopped at center by Andrew Ladd. Bogosian. For Stewart. Up for Ladd. Doesn't get it deep. And it's snapped right back out by Corbo. Stopped by Lando. Wrist shot. That almost gets through the wickets of Rask, but Rask is there to make the save and hold it.
It's a good opportunity for Andrew Ladd. Jumping on a turnover in the offensive zone. Good forecheck from Thorburn on Corbo. Gets him to cough one up the middle. Thorburn gets right back to the front of the net. Got to try to get us all the way into the line of sight and not hang off by the side. But a good shot, good opportunity for Andrew Ladd.
Slater for Thorburn. Stewart through traffic, deflected by Slater wide. Corbo gives it away, and it's kept in by Thorburn. For Glass, watched by Seidenberg. To the line for Bogosian, steered away by Rask. Stewart trying to hold it in against Krejci, can't, does get a piece of Krejci, but Krejci keeps on going. Lucic a little stutter step at the line, and that's offside.
David Krejci, fresh off the contract extension, always a guy that the opposition needs to watch out for when he's going to be on the ice. And Claude Noel is eyeballing the Boston Bruins bench all period long, checking to see who's coming out next, who's standing up, who thinks is up, so that he can match his lines accordingly. It's a heavy match game so far for Winnipeg.
Jets with a chance to get above 500 with a win tonight for the first loose puck. For Ladd, watched by Boychuk. Wellwood, back for Oduya. Through traffic, deflected just wide of the short side. Rask didn't see it. For Mistrov, for Wellwood. Off the back door comes Bufflin, and the pass just a little too far. Bufflin's on the loose puck. Fires this, but it's blocked by Big Chara. Comes out to center, and Oduya slams it back in. And that will signal line change for both teams. So Boychuk will just take it behind his own net. For Captain Chara. Too far for Bergeron, but Brad Marchand is on it. After him, Bogosian. Around for Wheeler. Wheeler with some speed. Barging into the Boston zone, and Ferris recovered in time. Bergeron with Marchand. Bergeron drags it to the middle, couldn't get it through Mark Flood. Sharp angle chance, that's off the side of the net. Ference for the Bruins. All the way around, McQuaid jumps on it, but turns it over to Kane. Kane trying to send Little and Wheeler away on a 2-on-1, but it was intercepted. Flood into the skates of Little. Little manages to control it, but only briefly, and now Paillet sends Thornton away with Campbell. Wrist shot, save Pavlik. Klingberg bounces it, but Seidenberg holds it in. Deflected by Thornton, and Pavlik a good save. Flood now steals it, but can't clear. Paillet on the pass from Thornton, couldn't get much on the shot. And now Jaffrey will just bounce this back to the Boston line. Seidenberg, Corvo, Thornton right back into the Jets end it goes. Oduya for Bufflin, puts it to the forehand, but misfired on the pass. Paillet tries the wraparound, blocked by Oduya. Corvo though jumps in. Oduya's on it, plays it for Bufflin. Nice outlet pass by Bufflin for Jaffrey. In for Stapleton. Around Corvo, sharp angle backhander, and Tuukka Rask walks off the short side and smothers it. Tim Stapleton, Tuukka Rask, we're scoreless.
Defensive breakdowns do not happen very often in the Boston Bruins, but Benoit Pouliot looking to help out on the high slot with Burmistrov, gets stuck watching him and misses Dustin Bufflin sliding in back door. And when you play wing against Dustin Bufflin, you have to be aware where he is on the ice at all times. He likes to be active out there, head on a swivel. The coaches tell you all the time, you can't get caught staring at the puck. If it weren't for a better pass from Kyle Wellwood, he would have had a breakaway virtually coming in on the back door. You have to be so aware of Dustin Bufflin in the offensive zone when you're playing defense against him as a winger.
4:13 left, opening period. Slater, Glass, and Thorburn back out for the Jets. Lucic, Krejci. And now they'll complete their line changes. Nathan Horton comes out for the Bruins. Bogosian on defense along with Stewart. And Bogosian has it. Krejci tries to tie him up. Battle in the corner. Bogosian, with 5 assists in his last 6 games, comes up with the puck. He was a -27 last year. He is a +2 right now for the Winnipeg Jets. Bogosian is. Bogosian tried to get the pass to Stewart, not enough on it. Krejci tried to set up Nathan Horton, and Krejci may have been in a better position to shoot it.
That's David Krejci's MO, though. He loves to pass to set up his big shooting wingers. Zach Bogosian, who's been so good as of late, turns it over. It's the speed and forecheck of Lucic that caused it. And a better pass from David Krejci on the forehand. Could have had Nathan Horton with an empty net. And look at this. Milan Lucic going over top of Stewart. Almost catches him in the face with his skate. Fortunate break there from Mark Stewart. Not to catch that boot in the face.
Ference shot from the line, that whistle wide. Did a puck in the head a couple of games ago, Stewart did. We've seen a bit of that lately in the National Hockey League where skates come up.
Nate Derby just got it from Paul Gosted last week.
Ladd trying to jam it out. Finally it does come to center. Wellwood is on it for Ladd. Finds a little bit of room. Quick shot by Ladd. A good save there by Rask. At the line, Flood has to backtrack against Pouliot. Peverley follows up against Arthur Skulda. Arthur Skulda knocks this off of Peverley's stick. Up for Ladd, pinching in from the line though is Boychuk, trying to jam his way past Skulda. Peverley there to help up, but Wellwood takes it away. Wellwood tries the alley-oop for Ladd, knocked out of midair. Good play there by Boychuk, and that sends Peverley in on the right side. Peverley the wrist shot, and Pavlik gets the arm up on that. Wellwood for Ladd. Long shot into the midsection of Tuukka Rask, and Rask is going to hang on to it. Friday, we continue to bring you Jets regional hockey as the Jets take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Live coverage begins here on TSN Jets, 7 p.m. Central. Little and Bergeron. Face-off. Bergeron took 31 face-offs in the game last night in Pittsburgh, 116 of them. Contact in behind the play as Brad Marchand got knocked down. Oduya tries to get it for Kane. Perron trying to stick with Kane, has his hands full, gets some help from Boychuk, who flips it to center. Marchand couldn't catch up to it. Bufflin tried to feed it up for Kane. Boychuk breaks it up. Tight quarters at center ice is Mike, it looks like the Bruins defense corps really trying to mine that gap for Kane, Wheeler, and Little.
That's all about moving up with your forwards, keeping that gap, like you mentioned, tight, so you have faith to step up on the forwards and don't let the speed push you back in the zone. They're doing a good job of it because of the support of the Bruins forwards.
Oduya takes the short side out of his own zone, up for Ladd. Sharp angle, scores! Andrew Ladd snaps a 4-game pointless drought and opens the scoring for Ladd, his 9th of the year.
What a rocket from Andrew Ladd from the wing. That's not a place where you expect goals to be scored from, but Joe Corvo gets gapped out here, has to give up the blue line. It gives Andrew Ladd the outside, thinking that Tuukka Rask can handle this shot, but not a shot like that. Short side right up under the bar as Tuukka Rask was down early. What a shot from Andrew Ladd.
So the Jets open the scoring for the 9th time in the last 16 games. 1-0 Jets. Bogosian for Stewart. Up for Kane and on to Little. Corvo stops it at the line. Oduya and Pavlik will pick up the assists on the goal. Lucic gets bumped there, came to the side of the net. Krejci couldn't handle it, and Wheeler's on it. Wheeler will chop it out to center. That's as far as the Jets get it. Krejci right back in. Lucic trying to head to the net. Stewart breaks it up. Lucic is on it off a skate and grabbed off by Kane, who was down low defensively. Wheeler in on Corvo, pulls up, gets it to Kane, and the quick shot by Kane goes off a stick and into the netting as Dennis Seidenberg gets his stick in front of that Kane wrister.
Evander Kane has found the fresh ice, hard to find. Andrew Ladd just found some when he got a quick break down the wing with that wrister up and over top of Tuukka Rask, and they just have done a good job putting pucks in on the net, all kinds of angles, 10 shots in the period as well. Good way to break down defense.
Slap shot, Oduya changed directions and Rask got the right pad down. Beverly in on Oduya. Bergeron is there. Almost had Pavlik leaning the wrong way, but Pavlik got that right leg out. If he was 6'2" and not 6'3", that might have gone in. Oduya. Beverly is back there for the Bruins. Tries to work it out front to Bergeron, but it comes onto the stick of Bufflin. For Thorburn. His pass off the skate, but it gets out to center. Chara to Boychuk. 9 seconds here in the opening period. Cleared in, and with Kelly on the doorstep, Pavlik is going to hang on to it.
Well, that's one you'd love your goaltender to have the confidence to keep moving. 13 seconds left. You don't want to give the Boston Bruins another opportunity to throw out a mixed bag of line. Krejci, Horton, Gregory Campbell out there in face-off support. You can move that puck even just to the corner to one of your defensemen. A high flip out of the zone and the period's over. Campbell's going to be trying to pull this one straight back to Nathan Horton for a shot.
Horton is poised at the top of the circle. It will be Jim Slater who will have the responsibility from the Jets standpoint in this face-off. Tied up and the Jets come up with it. Bufflin off the boards for Ladd at center. Ladd 9 seconds with Wellwood. Ladd to Wellwood in a little tight, and as he tried to get it back, Andrew Ferentz dives and breaks it up. So the Jets turn that into a scoring chance, but they never could get a clean shot.
Well, they had a 2-on-1, more time than they thought. Andrew Ladd forced that puck across a little earlier than he thought as he was concerned about the clock. And in Kyle Wellwood skates, didn't create the angle for the pass back, but a good period for the Winnipeg Jets. Anytime you end a period up a goal, it's got to be considered a major success against the Boston Bruins right now.
Andrew Ladd's 9th of the year from Oduya and Pavlik. At 18:22, big contact there. Boychuk on Kane. A good first period here at the MTS Center. 1-0 Jets. First period scoring summary brought to you by MTS. Now get the freedom of truly unlimited data in Manitoba only from MTS. Zach Bogosian slap shot wide. Mark Stewart jumps on the rebound off the corner boards. From Wheeler. Stewart back down low. Wheeler trying to chase it down against Chara. And it's up for Milan Lucic. He stopped at center ice as Bogosian got on him quickly. Kane. For Bogosian. For Stewart. Back for Bogosian as he gains some speed. Off of Brian Little and into the Boston zone. Seidenberg from Chara and on to Jordan Caron. For Lucic. He'll head to the bench on the line, changes Bogosian. Drops it back for Bufflin. Out at center for Little off the skate. Thorburn follows up though. Thorburn wrist shot block. Kane the rebound off a ricochet and he fired it wide. Sharp angle chance and Rask had to be careful with that. Picked off by Bufflin. Fires and he ripped that one high. Caron can't get anywhere. Thorburn chops it back to the near quarter. Ference. He gets bumped. Big hit there as Tanner Glass goes in and puts the body up Patrice Bergeron. Bufflin quickly for Slater. Chalked away from him by Bergeron. And the Bruins take over. Lead pass for Peverley. Good job by Oduya to recover. Cross ice for Bergeron. Watched by Glass. Marchand in the corner. Tied up by Dustin Bufflin. Off a stick and out to center. Chara gets knocked down there by Burmistrov. Game in Boston, Burmistrov took a penalty for hitting Chara from behind and sent him into the boards hard. Ladd, dangerous pass, but it gets to Wellwood. He'll drop to Bufflin. Good job defensively by Pouliot to get back and tie up Bufflin's stick. Oduya blast save made by Rask. Kelly for Peverley, stopped by Burmistrov. Oduya looks one way, chips it back up the near side, but Peverley lets this go to Chara around the boards. Ladd pinching in there was Paille as he comes off the bench on the change. Peverley's there to help out as well. Oduya kept an eye on Paille, and that allowed Wellwood to get the puck. Back for Oduya and on for Bufflin. Andrew Ladd, the only goal-getter in this game. Cross-ice pass, Jets were in the middle of a change. Here comes Campbell. To the front of the net goes Paille. It's off the stick and high. Paille puts it back behind the Jets net. Oduya's there. He gets double-teamed. Sends it up the boards, and Andrew Ladd's going to track this down.
Gotta make a hard play here. Dustin Bufflin's been on the ice for about 3 minutes. He needs a change. He can't get off. Oduya
for Jaffrey, and Jaffrey will slip this in, and now Bufflin will make his way to the Jets bench.
Defense on Winnipeg, calling for him to get it deep.
Penalty coming up, and this may be going to Carl Klingberg.
Saw Carl Klingberg do a good job getting in on the forecheck in the first period, but it's all about body position and recognizing when you don't have it. You take your hits when you can make them, but you can't force them when they're not there, and Carl Klingberg gets stuck on the wrong side of Dennis Seidenberg on the forecheck and is forced to take a holding penalty. Seidenberg's a strong guy, protects the puck. Klingberg drops the stick, so he reached out and grabs Seidenberg's right arm. Penalty. The referee, Dan O'Rourke's 10 feet away. He's not going to miss that one. It's an undisciplined penalty for Carl Klingberg to take.
200 feet away from your own net. It's probably not one that's going to impress the coach.
Not at all.
Second power play of the game for the Boston Bruins. They had one shot on their first man advantage. Seidenberg for Krejci, save on the short side by Pavlik. Lucic for Seidenberg, for Chara. In for Nathan Horton to Krejci, and Mark Stewart may have got a stick on that in time. Lucic for Chara, the blast save made by Pavlik at the top of the blue paint.
Jets in there to clean up after Pavlik holds on to that shot. You can feel the Boston bench rise up when Chara winds up with that slapper, but it was David Krejci who had the good opportunity. Great puck movement here from Chara into Nathan Horton. Good look back to Krejci, and I think it was Mark Stewart who caught that one on his heel, helping out his goalie. And this is a scary sight. I don't care how much equipment you have on, 100 plus miles an hour right down Broad Street, all kinds of time. Good save by Ondrej Pavlik.
Stewart had one go off him and in in the Jersey game on Saturday, so I guess maybe it balances out. Chance in front, couple saves by Pavlik, and then chipped wide in front by Krejci. Nathan Horton for Chara, for Lucic. Stewart has the stick in that passing lane. Seidenberg for Krejci, for Seidenberg. Nathan Horton at the line, wrist shot, that goes off the stick, scramble in front. Horton has it again. Sends it to the line. Seidenberg, that changes directions. Down is Bogosian to stop it. Nathan Horton gets into the front, intercepted and chopped down the ice by Tanner Glass.
Mark Stewart struggling right now. He blocked about 4 shots, including one in a delicate area.
Bergeron trying to find some room, and a pass for Marchand is tipped away. Cleared to the line. Did Ference hold this in? The linesman says no.
And the linesman is correct. Andrew Ference doesn't like it, but he knows. Patrice Bergeron and the Boston Bruins start to amp up the pressure on the power play, generating lots of pucks into Ondrej Pavlik, and Ondrej Pavlik getting helped out by Mark Stewart. This after he's taken a couple, and this one off the stick right up into his chest. No mask on. Takes a lot of courage to hang in there, fronting the offensive player when you know shots are coming in like that.
4 block shots in this game already for Mark Stewart. For Mystrov, and Ference gets tied up and the puck slides back into the Boston zone. 15 seconds now left in the minor penalty. Corvo for Bergeron. Back for Corvo at the line. Fires this save made. Rebound. Brad Marchand chipped it wide. Pavlik gets back and makes the save off Bergeron. And now the net is off the pegs. And play is whistled down. Ondrej Pavlik, huge.
What a sequence for Ondrej Pavlik. Boston just electing to put pucks in on Pavlik's pads and trying to pounce on rebounds. It's not a hard shot. Joe Corvo just gets it down to the front of the net. And Brad Marchand gets inside position on Johnny Oduya, but Pavlik reaches out back with the left glove to force Marchand to shoot that one wide as he kind of catches it off the top of his blade, shaking his head in frustration at the bench.
6 shots already this period by the Boston Bruins.
Yeah, but it's the reach of Pavlik that forces Marchand to try to get that puck up in the air, which is why he missed it.
1-0 in favor of the Jets, who have yet to beat a Northeast Division team this season. They are 0-4-2 in the 6 games that they have played, including the loss last week to the Boston Bruins. Kelly faces off. Bufflin is on the loose puck. All 6 of those Bruin shots this period came on that power play. To the line for Chara. Gets it to the front of the net. Pavlik jams it away. Good job there by Arthur Spulda to tie up Chris Kelly. Pouliot for Kelly. To the blue line for Boychuk. The shot save made by Pavlik. Wheeler. Cross ice for Little. Across with Kane. Little the wrist shot. Tuukka Rask will glove it and hang on.
It's a nice play by the Jets heading up ice. This line, which relies on speed, has to try to find a way to create a gap between their forwards and the Boston defenders. And one way to do that is to put pucks to guys coming in from behind. That's what Kane did to Brian Little there, allowing him to attack the Boston defenders, get that good shot off on Tuukka Rask.
Not dressed for the Jets tonight. Hainsey, Neach, Jones, Fair, Enstrom, and Antropov. Brett Festerling has been returned to the St. John's Ice Caps. Tyler Seguin, Steven Kampfer not dressed for the Bruins. Seguin, disciplinary reasons after missing a team meeting this morning. Shot from the line, save, rebound. What a save by Pavlik off of Krejci. Outstanding by Pavlik, and here comes Kane. Lucic runs a little interference on Kane, and that allows Chara to get the loose puck. Krejci, cross ice for Lucic, wrist shot, Pavlik to save, and Bogosian has the rebound. Around for Kane, Wheeler's in behind the defense. Here comes Kane, takes it to the middle, and it's knocked away. Good defensive play there by Johnny Boychuk. Stewart puts it back into the Boston zone. Bogosian with Marchand, Wellwood's there as well. And it's back for Chara, for Boychuk, and Boychuk will hammer this in. Bogosian tried to clear it off the boards. Wellwood's after a bouncing puck. And it comes out to center where Caron will play it for Seidenberg and over for McQuaid. Shots are 10-2 in favor of Boston this period. Marchand knocked down after it is Wellwood. Up for Ladd. Ladd with Chris Thorburn. Thorburn hunts it down in the Boston zone away from Seidenberg for Tanner Glass. Glass takes it to the front, tried to spin this towards the goal. It's deflected away. Glass goes after it, gets it for Slater. Watched by Bergeron. They tie each other up. Thorburn to lend support. Now for Glass. For Slater. So some pressure now from the GST line. Slater. Glass. Sharp angle. Tuukka Rask save off of Tanner Glass. Oduya for Byfuglien. The blast. That's blocked and that hurt McQuaid. Byfuglien has it again for Oduya. Jets want to get a change in. Big hit as McQuaid gets drilled by Glass after blocking the blast from Byfuglien. Tough shift for Big McQuaid. Caron. Seidenberg and on for McQuaid. For pulley up and away from him against the checking of Byfuglien. Wellwood into the slot, steered wide by Burmistrov, who has 2 goals in his last 3 games. And now it's iced by the Bruins.
Here, the crowd respond to the effort of the Winnipeg Jets, and they needed that kind of shift. As Claude Julien now is going to call a timeout as he knows his guys are tired out there, being hemmed in their zone for a while. And it all starts with the GST line getting in on the forecheck. Just time and possession game. Boston had so many chances early on. Winnipeg needed to spend some time in the offensive zone, and it starts with hard work, turning pucks over, winning races to loose pucks, and winning some physical battles. Good puck support. You see all the Thorburn, Glass, Slater so close to the puck, making their shifts and soft support available. And this is all good stuff. Even if you don't score, Tanner Glass, good tight angle shot with Slater going to the net. Still generates offense zone tie confidence. And then Kyle Wellwood into Burmistrov. He's on his offhand, tries to go with the one-timer. Got a little ahead of the puck there, shot it wide, but after a minute and a half in the offensive zone, Claude Julien's not going to waste and sit on a timeout. He gives his team the full couple minutes rest.
Jets have won 5 of the last 6 here at MTS Center. The Boston Bruins have won 6 straight on the road.
Here, Dennis, so right now Adam McQuaid, who should be on the ice because he's tired, actually off the ice, a couple beside me because he's in pain, sitting beside me, talking about that shot he blocked in his knee, and that's what the referee's explaining to Claude Noel. Pretty lucky exchange being able to get Zdeno Chara out there for a tired Adam McQuaid.
Byfuglien shot and he got rattled into the corner glass by Glass. Seidenberg for the Bruins, chips it out. Kulda goes after it. Good play by Kulda. Boy, Kulda and Flood have had their share of ice time in this game tonight.
You hit it bang on, talking about the matchup situation. They're playing against a lot of third and fourth lines. 8 minutes, 7.5 minutes. Lots of ice time for these young guys. And
Kulda breaks that one up at center. Would have been offside, so Campbell has to put on the brakes. That allows Flood to take the pass from Kulda on to Burmistrov. He overskated it. Kulda trying to snap it up the boards. Pressure coming there from Sean Thornton. Battle in behind the net, and Burmistrov comes up with it for Wellwood. His pass almost picked off, but Flood covers up and jams it out to center. The Bruins do get sticks in those passing lanes, especially the ones that are headed up the middle. Wellwood's going to try it again. This time he takes it behind his own net. Burmistrov will stuff it up for Ladd, but Chara pinches in from the line, but Ladd slips it by the big defenseman to center, and Thornton is there to slam it back into the Winnipeg zone. Kulda clears it, but the Bruins were changing and it's grabbed off. Krejci tried to get it to the net, could not. Boychuk at center slams this back into the Winnipeg end. 1-0 Jets on a first period goal by Andrew Ladd. Carl Klingberg for Kane. Into the Boston zone, a wrist shot off the leg and wide. Klingberg now out there with Little and Kane. Trying to bust through, unable to do so, and lead pass Byfuglien for Kane. Kane goes around, or tried to get around. Boychuk got a shot away, didn't get much on it. Klingberg down for Kane. Now Klingberg heads to the bench, and out comes Wheeler. Kane tries to work this out front, but Johnny Boychuk is there to take it away. He'll get it out to center. Chipping it past Byfuglien with Pulley up. Pouliot gets ridden up by Oduya, and Bufflin gets back and gets it to Wheeler. He tried to quick up to Kane, but that was too far, and Kane's looking for a change. Bufflin. Right back into the Boston zone. Rask for McQuaid. He gets another bump from Glass. Krejci for Milan Lucic. He'll leave it for Nathan Horton. Back to Lucic. Didn't get much on it as his stick snapped with the rebound almost onto the stick of Krejci, but it skipped away from him. McQuaid slap shot. Pavlik save. Rebound. Glass had it. Lost it. Krejci. Top of the circle. Krejci. Watched by Wheeler. Slot to Lucic. That may have hit Nathan Horton in front. And that allows Bufflin to get it out to center.
Krejci's so dangerous, just sizing up the defense with his passing.
Lucic for Krejci. Off the bench, Boychuk slap shot and Glass went down to block it. Does this get out? No. Diving play by Boychuk to keep it in. Now it's chipped past Krejci and here comes Wheeler. Slater heads to the net. Glass has it. Wrist shot, save, rebound. And Slater couldn't get a stick on it. Boychuk chips it out to center. Jets are changing. Kane, Nathan Horton, Bufflin is there. Krejci's there. It's a scrum and Kane comes up with it. Seidenberg with Kane after him for Boychuk. His pass was blocked by Little. Little for Kane. In for Chris Thorberg. Battling with Seidenberg. Lucic had it, lost it against the checking of Little. Stewart jumps in from the line, puts it to the paint. Thorberg tried to jam this out front, it was blocked. Jordan Caron tied up by Brian Little. Little trying to glove it out. Ken Little hadn't lost it. And now Patrice Bergeron will get it back to the Jets line. Bogosian for Vermistra. Quick shot blocker save made. Wellwood on the loose puck tied up by Caron. And Bergeron will just snap this out of the Bruin zone. Marchand is after Flood for Bogosian. Head up, gets it back for Flood. Off the boards and in, and Flood will go after it. Corvo puts on the brakes, and now Wellwood picks up the chase. Vermistrov's after a puck against Gregory Campbell. Campbell gets it back to Corvo, but it's turned over. Ladd has Wellwood in front, and Ladd tried to go high blocker again, and it looks like Rask may have got a piece of that. 1-0 Jets in a wild one here at the MTS Center. Jets have teamed up with Bell Media to support the Christmas Miracle Toy and Cash Drive this holiday season. Friday, fans attending the Jets game at the MTS Center asked to bring a new unwrapped toy and cash donation. St. Patel Center is involved as well. Jets' wives and girlfriends, along with volunteers, will be at each entranceway.
Heading into tonight's game, of course, we're excited to watch Tyler Seguin, one of the rising young stars. He's doing his little ritual, trying to tip pucks in from behind the net at the end of warm-up. We're, of course, expecting him to play and scoring goals, and there he is in the press box. A scratch for tonight's game because he slept in this morning, missed breakfast. The Bruins said it wasn't the first time he's missed a meeting due to sleep. Some guys love their sleep. He's got to get a roommate with a better alarm clock.
Exactly. Klingberg in for Stapleton. What a year he's having. Leads the Bruins in scoring, leads the National Hockey League in plus-minus. But that plus-minus category is all Bruins. Seguin, Chara, Kelly, Bergeron, all there. Another penalty coming to the Jets. Chara down low for Peverley. Peverley watched by Flood. Stapleton is after it. Came to the side of the net, cleared. And now as it's touched by Stapleton, play is whistled down, and Stapleton will head to the penalty box. Third power play of the game for the Boston Bruins. The Jets still looking for their first.
This is what the Bruins can do when they get their cycle game going. They put pressure on you in your own zone. To play defense well, Tim Stapleton, not the biggest guy. He gets caught on the back of Benoit Pouliot's stick up inside Benoit Pouliot's arm, forcing Pouliot to take his hand off his own stick. And that was enough for Tim Stapleton to get the hooking penalty. And it was the initial power play of this period that really got the momentum going in the Bruins' favor.
Bruins are 0 for 2, 7 shots. on the power play. They had 1 shot on their first power play. They had 6 on their second. Lucic tries to jam this to the front. There was no one there. Seidenberg. Krejci. Watched by Glass. For Chara. Back for Krejci. Seidenberg. Chara jumps in from the backside. Seidenberg tries to go short side. Save made by Pavlik. Chara holds it in though. For Krejci, watched by Bogosian. For Lucic. Tries to walk it out front, cross ice Seidenberg. Right across to make the save is Pavlik. All the way around for Chara. Slater keeps an eye on him. For Seidenberg, slap shot, blocked by Glass, breaks his stick. So now we've got Glass without a stick to top it off. Shot by Seidenberg, that blocked in the high slot by Slater. Seidenberg again for Chara. Save made by Pavlik and Bogosian. Gonna try and bat it out, can't go. Chara winds up, Slater is down to block it, but it's into the breadbasket of Pavlik, and he will hold it.
Pavlik needed that whistle. He had guys out there that were tired. Tanner Glass, no stick. Allows them, the Jets, to make a change. Tanner Glass breaks his stick while blocking a shot. Does a good job here getting in front of Dennis Seidenberg. You know at this point your stick's broken. Don't check it on the ice. Just carry it around. You can still tip pucks, getting passing lanes. Never a good idea to check your stick in the middle of a penalty kill of all things. Just keep faking and assume that it's broken, but play with it.
Although the amount of times they've been 2 men short this year, he may have got caught at the right point. It is Corvo down low, back for Ferrer's shot. That's off someone in front of wide. May have hit Marchand. Little is after it, comes loose, and Andrew Ladd will clear it down the ice. Jets had some company on top. The most shorthanded situations in the NHL, at least at the start of the game, tied with Anaheim, but 3 more now has the Jets back in front in that category. Off the backboards, a redirect just wide. Ferentz is on it. Around for Corvo. For Rich Peverly. Stapleton standing in the penalty box, 9 seconds. Bergeron fanned on it.
Just not too soon enough.
Oh, a split second.
Tim Stapleton trying to open the door.
So they kill it off, and we have a penalty coming up to the Bruins. 1-0 Jets. TSN and TSN Mobile TV.
Jets are on the power because Patrice Bergeron, after missing a shot, takes a couple little swipes at Brian Little, trying to slow him down. Not a great decision, as Andrew Ferentz had the angle regardless. But now the Jets, who have been on their heels for most of the second period, have a chance to extend the lead on the power play.
Tim Stapleton trying desperately to get that door open a split second earlier, would have had a breakaway.
You're in there, you want to grab it yourself and jump out, take the breakaway.
Off the stick of Flood and out to center ice, and Buckland's going to have to go back. Boston 9 for 9 in the last 2 games on the penalty kill. 86.5% on the season. The Bruins on the PK. Jets home power play 21.7%. Pavlik stops it and will leave it for Buckland. Buckland for Flood. Pokes it low and goes after it. Chara gets double teamed. Kane tries to get on the loose puck. Wheeler's there, Flood is there, and it's on to Little. Little watched by Peverly. For Kane. Wheeler's in front. Kane gets double teamed. Comes right through the paint. And no one there for the Jets, and finally it's cleared by Seidenberg. Kane riding a 5-game point streak with 6 goals and 7 points in that stretch. Makes his way to the bench now. Wellwood for Buckland, deflected wide. Wellwood back for Buckland one more time. For Bogosian, he drills that. That's blocked in front by Andrew Ferentz. Ladd goes after it. For Wellwood, they battle. Ferentz, 3 Jets are down there. Burmistrov is up with it. For Bogosian, for Burmistrov. Off his stick, but Ladd jumps on it. Ladd for Burmistrov. For Bogosian. Buckland's down low. Bogosian puts it there, and that drills. Is that Boychuk that's down?
It is. Got that one up in the midsection. That's the reality of the NHL. That's where you have to shoot the puck. You saw Bogosian earlier in the sequence trying to get one around knee high, and Andrew Ference easily blocked it. You have to get it up in the thighs, midsection, as Johnny Boychuk labors off the ice. And he took that one. Well, it bounced off his body pretty hard. Looked like it probably caught some equipment. And you can tell this one had an impact. You could hear it. Johnny Boychuk's trying to get some weight on his foot. Feeling a little bit better. You can hear this one though. Doesn't sound nice.
Ouch.
Not easy to play defense in the NHL. And that's Adam McQuaid as well, and Johnny Boychuk, excuse me, Dennis, that have both been gone off after blocking shots in the thighs.
Dying seconds of the power play. Slater puts this into Tuukka Rask, and Rask will hang on to it. Ron Hainsey yesterday talking about why defensemen should block shots. They don't have the goalie equipment on. That's what the goalie's there for.
I enjoyed saying, I don't like this new development in the NHL. I wouldn't like it either, but sadly for Ron and the rest of the defensemen, that's the way it's being played right now. You have no choice. You front the man in front of the net, you block shots, help your goalie out. That is just the new reality for Ron Hainsey and all defenders in the NHL.
And that's why Hainsey's out of the lineup. Byfuglien fakes. Byfuglien snaps it off the backboards, trying to jam it in with Blast. Power play is over. Bergeron is out. Thorburn and McQuaid battle for it. Slater is there. Krejci's there. Trying to hold it in. Bogosian can't. And Byfuglien will go back with Lucic after him. Blast for Little. Ryan Little looks for some room. 11 points in 9 games for Little, and another penalty coming to the Bruins. And as Ference touches it, both referees with their arms in the air.
Jets back to the power play as David Krejci takes a swipe at Brian Little. Tough to check when you're skating directly at someone. Don't know why David Krejci would have his hand in the air after that. Pretty clear trip in the neutral zone, and the Jets are right back to the power play.
What a playoff for David Krejci. Led the NHL in goals, points as the Bruins won the Stanley Cup. Seifert, as the Bruins win the draw, sends it around the boards. And Brad Marchand had it, lost it. On it is Bergeron. Bergeron around. The Bruins did score a shorthanded goal against the Jets in the game in Boston. Off the stick of Kelly. All the way back for Chara. Now for Seidenberg. Seidenberg up for Brad Marchand. Marchand checked there by Byfuglien, and Flood will send it ahead to Wheeler. Drops it for Brian Little. Save made. Rebound. Flood is on it. To the front of the net. Another save. Little has the loose puck for Byfuglien. Byfuglien for Flood. For Evander Kane. Final minute of the period. Kane snaps this, and Chara gets the stick to deflect this up into the netting.
Well, after Patrice Bergeron played keep away for about 20 seconds, the Winnipeg Jets finally get the puck back, can go on the offense, and it's a 4-on-2. Brian Little ends up with the puck on his stick. Full slapper, low to the blocker side. Good save by Tuukka Rask. As Evander Kane drives in front of the net, Brian Little picks this one up, walks right down the middle, and a good blocker save from Tuukka Rask.
Wellwood. First Stapleton for Bogosian. Slap shot. That's off a stick and wide. Wellwood, by the way, in his 400th NHL game tonight. Turned over. Chance on the right side. Pavlik makes the save off Peverley. And Pavlik will hang on to it with 57 seconds left in the power play. 40.4 clicks left in the period.
You mentioned Kyle Wellwood was 400th and not making a save on Rich Peverley, who's playing in his 300th game tonight. And Andre Pavlik happy to have the last 5-6 minutes of this period a little bit lighter than the first 14. He was out of gas at the bench in the middle of the period after being under heavy duress from the Bruins.
St. John's Ice Caps, by the way, winning again, beating Syracuse 4-3. They continue to roll along under Keith McCambridge. Zach Bogosian snaps it in as he crosses the red line. Boychuk back out there after stopping the Bogosian blast a short time ago, and this one leaves the playing surface.
Johnny Boychuk back out there, leaned around the stanchion and told me he got hit right on the inside of the knee. Not a lot of padding off the shin pad there, and he was in some pain. Good to see him back out on the ice. Killing another penalty, blocking some more shots.
Initially a Colorado draft pick. Came to the Bruins in exchange for Matt Hendricks. Really found a home in Boston, Wojcik has. Stapleton, dying seconds of the period. For Ladd, the only goal getter in this game. Ladd will let it go, it comes back to the line. Shot by Bogosian, and that's off the stick and way up into the netting, and another face-off in the Boston zone.
Zach Bogosian recognizing there's not too much time left on the clock. Just get a shot into the front of the net, but Chris Kelly, one of the better penalty killers in the league, recognized it as well, right on top of him, giving him no angle to get a shot past him.
Bruins have scored 2 shorthanded goals this year. Kelly has scored both of them. Wellwood in front has his stake break. It is Flood's shot. That's stopped in front of the net. And now Bergeron. So the Jets do create a scoring chance. This one may have hit Andrew Ladd in front of the net.
The Jets managed to weather the storm in that second period. As the Boston Bruins came out with a strong push, generated all kinds of good opportunities on Ondrej Pavelec. But the Jets kept the 1-goal lead and then drew some penalties, got some opportunities, regained their composure, and looking good, up 1 after 2.
17-10, the shots in favor of the Boston Bruins. Tuukka Rask was perfect that period after Andrew Ladd beat him in that opening period. And Dustin Byfuglien with a chance to win high, and Ondrej Pavelec early in that period. The story of the game from a Jet standpoint as this remains 1-0 after 2. Ondrej Pavelec leads the Winnipeg Jets onto the ice for the start of period number 3. Pavelec has stopped 27 of 27 that he has faced so far in this game. 16 seconds left for the Jets on the power play here to start the third. The Jets have teamed up with Bell Media to support the Christmas Miracle Toy and Cash Drive. On Friday, fans attending the Jets game against Carolina here at MTS Center asked to bring a new unwrapped toy or cash donation. St. Patel Center also getting involved. Jets wives and girlfriends, along with volunteers, will be at each entranceway collecting donations. And if you bring a toy or a cash donation, you will be entered into a draw for an autographed jersey by tonight's only goal getter, that being Captain Andrew Ladd, and that came back in the opening period. Late in that opening period, up top, short side, right up under the bar. 9 on the year for Ladd, Oduya, and Pavelec, the assists. Here's your goal getter. Second period scoring summary. Nothing much to report from an offensive standpoint. Some penalties, Klingberg, Stapleton, Bergeron, Krejci. Krejci's penalty will carry on here into the third period. 17-10. The Bruins outshot the Jets in that middle stanza. So the line of Little, Wheeler, and Kane, except a bit of a different formation as Kane will drop back, looking for some speed through the neutral zone, but the Bruins messed that plan up by winning a faceoff. Bergeron is on it. Centers in front of the net. Almost a chance there for Marchand. So again, the Bruins doing a good job on the penalty kill, and now the Jets power play is over. Kane. In on Wojcik, long wrist shot by Kane, and Wojcik again laying the body on Kane. Save made by Rask. Slammed around by Wojcik. This is going to go all the way down the ice. And as Dustin Byfuglien goes back to touch it, an icy call against Boston.
Well, if you thought the Boston Bruins were going to sit back in the third period, that's not the case. Right off the opening faceoff, they're short-handed. Brad Marchand looking to attack, Bergeron looking to attack, and they generate a pretty good opportunity here into the front of net. Brad Marchand almost gets the tip on the back door as Johnny Oduya gets caught looking the wrong way. And the Winnipeg Jets have to be ready for the Boston Bruins attack.
The little line stays out there. They were put together November 19th against the Philadelphia Flyers, and since then, in the 7 games leading up to tonight, that line has accounted for 24 scoring points. Little played with Kane, and he's played with Wheeler, but not at the same time. This is the first time the three have been together. Lucic lets the wrist shot go, blocked by Flood. And Flood will play it around for Mark Stewart. Stewart sends this back to the Boston line and Seidenberg. His pass too far for Nathan Horton. And Flood for Slater. Slater directs this into the Boston zone, and the Jets pour in after it. Seidenberg is back there, though, for Milan Lucic, trying to get away from Glass. Cross ice, and Krejci will put this into the Winnipeg end. Oduya looks one way, looks the other. Sends it up for Bufflin. Bufflin will send it on to Tanner Glass. Glass bounces around. He'll get it out to center ice, gloves it down, and then he gets buried from behind by McQuaid, and Tanner Glass looks over at the referee. Off the backboard, Benoit Pouliot, and a save on the short side by Pavlik. On and off the stick of Kyle Wellwood. Oduya sends it to center for Glass. Pouliot will play it back into his own end for Ference. Dangerous pass by Ference, almost picked off by Vermistra. Cormo lets the long shot go wide of the net. Far side, Kelly gets hit there by Arthur Skulda. Near side for Peverley. Peverley tied up and knocked down by Ladd. Ference drills it through some traffic, save, scramble, and Kelly chipped it wide, in tight. Ference, quick shot blocked by Oduya. Wellwood for Ladd. Vermistra hanging around the high slot. Ladd tries to go to that short side again. Rask makes the save. Flood had jumped in, and it's cleared right past the area he had vacated. Flood for Wellwood. Back for Flood. Tries to split the defense and get around Corvo. Can't. And taken by Payet.
You like the initiative of Mark Flood. Not a ton of experience, but he's still trying to jump up in the rush. Great plays.
Chara turns it over to Klingberg, and he tried to stay on the forehand, and it rolls off the end of his stick, and the net is off the pegs.
Big Zdeno Chara with an awful giveaway. He's got his head up ice trying to find a play. Turns it over, and Carl Klingberg with an opportunity to get the first goal of his career. Zdeno Chara all kinds of times, surveys the landscape, and puck just slides off the heel of his stick here and just mishandles it. And Carl Klingberg tries to go backhand, forehand. Tuukka Rask outstretches him. And then Zdeno Chara fortunate to knock that net off its moorings.
Remains 1-0 Jets. Bogosian back in his own end, up the boards. This gets past Thornton. Jaffrey had it, lost it against Campbell. To the goal line. Payet score! Sean Thornton may have tipped this in front of Andre Pavlik. We're tied at 1. Talk about a turning point.
Missed opportunity at 1 and right back the other way. I think this one actually gets Mark Stewart on the way to the net. As the Boston Bruins eventually get the puck into the offense zone, Jason Jaffrey turns it over inside the blue line where you cannot do that. Daniel Payet looks to center it quickly into Sean Thornton in front of the net. And he gets a piece of someone right up and under the bar. And Sean Thornton is stick in front, tipping that one past Andre Pavlik.
So a great opportunity for Carl Klingberg at one end to make it 2-0. Unable to do so, and back comes the Bruins, and they capitalize on a turnover. So Sean Thornton gets his second of the season. And now tempers getting a little short over in front of the Jets bench.
And that's all for Tanner Glass taking a run at Brad Marchand. Finds himself in the middle of these kind of things all the time. The Boston Bruins are very quick to get engaged physically as a group when anything happens to one of their teammates. It's the right line for the Winnipeg Jets to have out there as well when this kind of stuff breaks out.
So it does not look like there's going to be any penalties.
It was a little late after the whistle. It was a glove pass to the blue line, which is why they blew it down initially. And Brad Marchand touches it here. Tanner Glass, whistle's already gone here. And he comes at him a little bit late. Nothing necessarily dirty about the hit except for its timing. And that's enough to draw everyone on the Boston Bruins into the scrum.
And Marchand was not a popular guy in Pittsburgh last night after a bit of a slew put on Niskanen.
bit of a slew foot.
Yeah.
That was a textbook dangerous slew foot. He's not a popular guy in a lot of rinks he plays in.
Well, you talked about the fourth line of the Boston Bruins, and they've tied the game up. Bufflin shot, save made by Tuukka Rask. Thornton from Paillet and Campbell. And we have a 1-1 tie. Oduya for Slater. Up for Glass, he'll chip it in. Cleared by Rask. Seidenberg. His pass picked off by Wheeler, but Bergeron covers up. Bergeron, left side Marchand, shot. Pavlik took a little bit of a peek behind him, but he has it squeezed and he'll hang on.
Yeah, he knew he didn't get a clean piece of that one. Andre Pavlik checked in behind him to see if he had Brad Marchand's puck squeeze. And Brian Little, coming off the bench, doesn't have a good angle. Patrice Bergeron, who sells a look to the right to open up Marchand on the left, and he sends a bit of a knuckleball into Pavlik that almost gets underneath his hand.
Krejci out now against Little. We see a bit of a different line matchup. Here comes Kane. Puts this to the Boston line. Chara for Nathan Horton. Too far for him. Pavlik is going to stop it, leave it for Zach Bogosian. Bogosian back for Stewart. He'll chip it on for Kane. Pressure coming from Boychuk. Kane swings it rink wide, where Wheeler will chase it down. Wheeler looks for a little bit of room. Finds some. Around Krejci, around Boychuk. Wheeler into the slot for Kane. Chara uses the long reach to poke it away. A good rush there from Wheeler. Lucic has this knocked off his stick by Bogosian. Stewart gets rammed into the boards by Krejci, and Stewart is hurt. And now Bogosian goes after David Krejci. Mark Stewart is down.
Mark Stewart taking a hit from David Krejci into the glass. He's up on his knees now. It looks like he got his face off the glass as he was hit from David Krejci.
So Bogosian will go to the penalty box. Krejci will, appears as though he's going to the penalty box. He's wondering.
Didn't look as though there was a call on the initial hit
No.
from the referees. It was Bogosian going after him in the scrum. Mark Stewart up on his feet, seemingly having his wits about him. It's a good sign for the Jets for Mark Stewart. It'll be 4-4 down here, coincidental minors. Tupa roughing each.
So
there you see the play. David Krejci in on the forecheck. Mark Stewart sees him coming. Looks to turn and protect the puck. David Krejci gives him a bump in from behind as he spins and gets him in a vulnerable spot. It's right in the numbers, although Mark Stewart doesn't protect himself. His hands are down. I think that probably would be a boarding penalty. Didn't really turn into it. Could have been a board.
So it does end up 4-on-4 as Mark Stewart makes his way to the Jets dressing room, and Jets cannot afford to lose any more D-men. Jones is close to returning. Hainsey's close to returning. Off the face-off, here comes Little with Ladd. Little in on goal, scores! Brian Little.
Just like that, the solo effort of Brian Little brings the crowd to their feet. Scramble draw, Jorkovo cannot get back with Brian Little. Quick stick handling, eventually goes 5-hole as Andrew Ladd and Little get off on a 2-on-1 break. Corvo can't get back up in the play, which Beverly doesn't hold up Andrew Ladd. And Brian Little restores the lead for the Winnipeg Jets on a tremendous individual effort.
Sorry, Mike, 134 between the two goals. And Mark Stewart back on the Jets bench. So 8 on the year for Brian Little. And those 8 have come in the last 13 games.
He talked about confidence this morning. That entire play was a guy who's got confidence. Wynn scrambles the draw, turns on the Jets. And listen to this crowd.
Standing ovation. Probably for Brian Little, probably for Andre Pavlik, probably for Stewart being back on the bench. You can probably throw in a whole bunch of other players into that mix as well. They love their Jets. 2-1 Winnipeg. Flood up for Little. Little with Flood going to the net, and he tried to get it there. Chara got a stick to deflect it away. Back for Peverley. Tries to get around Ladd. Peverley behind the net. Keeping an eye on him is Arturs Kulda. Peverley tried to jam it out front. Does. Save made by Pavlik. Ladd takes it, sends it around the boards, but Chara's there ahead a little. Chara to Peverley. Peverley watched by Kulda. 4-on-4 continues. Peverley, rink wide. Chara fanned on it. Boychuk plays it behind the net. The Bruins start to get a change in. Chara at the line. Down for Bergeron. Bergeron tried to get it. Boychuk in front. Shot. And Pavlik may have got a piece of that as it was tipped away. Kelly down in front against the checking of Kulda. Official looked back at it. Perhaps thought Kelly went down a little easy. Boychuk. 33 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Lead pass misses everyone. Johnny Oduya will go back and touch this for an icing call.
It's deafening down here at ice level, all because of Brian Little. Right off the draw, and the quick feet leaving Joe Corvo behind him, and eventually sneaks it 5-hole. Good shot up above the paddle of the stick, in between Tuukka Rask's legs.
6 goals and 10 points in this his 8th game. There's a steal by Wheeler. Tried to get it for Kane. It ends up on Bufflin's stick, back in behind the Boston goal. And Boychuk is after it for Bergeron. To the line and gets away from him. Seidberg gets rubbed out there by Bufflin, and Bufflin sends Kane away. Possible odd man rush. Seidberg and Wheeler in a foot race on the other side. Oduya to Kane in front to Wheeler. Save. Wheeler to Kane. Oh, what a save by Tuukka Rask. Kane can't believe it. And they're back on their feet here at the MTS Center. Jets 2, Bruins 1. 13-12 of excitement yet to come.
Opportunity for Evander Kane, all starting with this backhand pass from Dustin Bufflin in his own end. Starts a 3-on-2. Kane drops it back to Oduya. It's a bit of a broken play in front. Works its way around to Evander Kane. He's got the gaping net, hottest player in the league. And look at Tuukka Rask get across, get a piece of it, knock it up and over the glass. And Evander Kane sat there and stared at the sky for about 20 seconds in disbelief that Tuukka Rask was able to make that save.
Tuukka Rask's busiest year in the NHL was the 9-10 season. He played a career-high 45 games, had a goals against average of 1.97. So when he's referred to as the backup for the Boston Bruins, that's only because of Tim Thomas. Stewart's back to touch it. This will be an icing call, and Kane was that close to extending his point streak to 6. It sits at 5 right now.
And Evander Kane hasn't found very much open ice tonight, but he still showed some speed, especially in the second period when things open up a little bit, and how he can force defensemen to give him respect to the outside and then take it back to the middle because they fear his speed.
Stewart fakes it, gets it for Kane. He tried the slap pass for Wheeler, that didn't work. Bogosian drilled it wide. Stewart's going to try and hold it in, and does. Kane wrist shot off the glove of Tuukka Rask. Wheeler, Stewart looks cross ice to Bogosian, puts it to the net instead. It rattles off Krejci's leg, but doesn't get out. Kept in by Kane off Lucic. And now Lucic will get it back after a good defensive play by Seidenberg. Lucic looking for Krejci, deflected away by Bogosian. Krejci for big Lucic in the corner. Boychuk at the line, wrists it, deflected, knocked down by Stewart, puts it off the boards, and a foot race now, Kane and Boychuk, and Kane had to cut around the linesman. I think Boychuk would have got there first anyway, and this will be an icing call against the Winnipeg Jets. Thursday, as Canada gets ready to go for gold, we're bringing you the 2012 IIHF World Junior Championship Countdown Show. It all begins at 6:30 p.m. Central on TSN and TSN Mobile TV. Boychuk at the line. Fakes the shot. Wheeler tries to get the stick in there. Marchand as Bergeron lets it go. Bogosian knocks it away, but Chara waits for it. Chara comes rink wide, but it's picked off by Bogosian on a good defensive read. Bogosian now has it knocked as the Jets were trying to change. Slap shot. Pavlik got a piece of the blast from Thornton. Bogosian's going to try it again. Sends it around the boards. Kept in by Corvo, but he didn't get much on it, and Brian Little is going to get it out to center anyway. Now to the Boston line, Corvo. Quickly up for Marchand. Marchand tried to work his way around Bufflin, who had him lined up. Out to center ice, Tanner Glass battling for it. Wins the battle and gets it to Slater, and Slater will pump it deep. Chris Thorburn, first man in, gets taken to the backboards by Andrew Ferentz. Marchand for Thornton, away from him, and on it is Johnny Oduya. To Bufflin, to Oduya. Long wrister, steered away by Rask. 11 minutes of fun left here in the third. Pouliot tried to clear, could not. And now grabbed off by Pouliot. He'll get a second chance. Former Minnesota Wild, the former Montreal Canadiens, sends it into the Winnipeg zone. Penalty coming up, and it's going to go to Pouliot as he takes the feet out from under Johnny Oduya.
And Benoit Pouliot's had a bad habit of taking penalties in the offensive zone. Takes another one there, trying to get in on a forecheck. Gets a trip as he gets tucked in behind Johnny Oduya. Gets in on his thigh, and that's a pretty lenient call for the refs. The Jets will take it. Last shift, Sean Thornton, Tanner Glass were going at each other. Sean Thornton wants to talk to Tanner Glass about that hit on Brad Marchand earlier in the third. He wants to fight him. Tanner Glass will not oblige him just yet.
Off the glass and down the ice. Jets are 0 for 2 on the power play with 3 shots on goal. They muster a little more offense on this power play, but they have to be careful as the Bruins stay on the attack despite the fact they're a man short. Andrew Ladd to the line, can't get it around Big Chara. And as the Boston 33 puts it to the Jets 33, it's Bufflin ahead for Vermeestrop. He gets bumped there by Chara. Tuukka Rask will play it around the boards. It is to the line and cleared out. Here comes Bergeron. Wellwood is after him. Bergeron to the front of the goal, and Wellwood just got back to tip it away.
Jets need to be aware of what they're doing defensively, even though they're on the power play. Boston likes to threaten while shorthanded.
Wellwood to the line and in. Wellwood controls, puts it to the front line, a couple of whacks at it, and Tuukka Rask there to answer the call for the Bruins again. Rask and Pavlik have been brilliant. Kane for Bogosian. 48 seconds into power play, Zach Bogosian. In it goes, Rask comes out, traps it behind the net, plays it up for Daniel Paillet. He couldn't trap it though. Bogosian to the near side, Stapleton, one-timer save made by Rask. And this will be cleared out for Paillet. And now he loses it. Stapleton takes it. For Wheeler, for Kane. In on Boychuk. Deep for Little. Little to the backboards with Paillet. Cleared. Stapleton can't control a bouncing puck. And Stapleton will hustle back, and the Jets will try and get one last chance in on the power play. Stapleton with some speed. Finds a bit of a lane and carries it deep. Tries to send it around for Kane. McQuaid breaks it up. Can't clear though. Wheeler wrist shot save. Rebound. Cleared at center ice and grabbed off. Under the penalty box, Pouliot with Peverley. Pouliot drops from McQuaid to the side of the net. They jam it out front and it's cleared. Another chance as jamming at it was Pouliot and it went wide. Wheeler with pressure coming just puts this into the Boston zone. as McQuaid goes back to touch it, the face-off will come back. As the Jets now 0 for 3 on the power play.
Not a ton of offensive zone time in that last power play. Their best chance came off the rush from Kyle Wildwood's stick. So good at slowing it down. Playing Andrew Ladd in front. Tuukka Rask had the answer again as Kyle Wildwood just lulls them down, slows it down, creates some space, and then finds Andrew Ladd's stick right in front, and he gets a couple cracks at it as Tuukka Rask turns him aside. And then Ondrej Pavelec fighting off that puck on the loose post. Benoit Pouliot jumping in with secondary and third opportunities. I expect to see lots of that in the last 9 minutes.
Timeout for the Jets. As Coach Claude Noel.
He's not doing any coaching down here. This is strictly a rest situation. Not a word being uttered by the coaching staff to any of the players.
Chance to get above 500.
Blake Wheeler a little worse for wear after taking that hit. Looks like he got that dasher up in his thigh or in his arm. He's still out there.
He exposed himself trying to get that puck out of the zone. The middle of his body was wide open at both ends, both up off the dashboard, and for the hit. Lucic has it stopped, and here comes Bufflin. The big slap shot, and Tuukka Rask will redirect that up into the netting. And we're going to take a break. 8 minutes left to go. 2-1 Jets.
Goal game, a lot of emotion down here on the ice. Spearheaded by Tanner Glass, Sean Thornton, two of the real catalysts for their teams. And they spent the last commercial break having a dialogue on the merits of whether or not Tanner Glass should fight Sean Thornton. Earlier in the period, they came together. Sean Thornton wants to fight Tanner Glass after Tanner Glass took a late run at Brad Marchand. Tanner Glass won't do it. He doesn't want to give Boston any kind of life right now. Sean Thornton comes in, little slash, a little cross check, anything to try to get Tanner Glass going. Couldn't engage him. And since that time, they've had a non-stop conversation on the benches.
Maybe they were talking about last year's playoffs when Tanner was still with Vancouver.
Tanner's last point was it's 2-1 for us. You know the rules right now.
Wheeler around Lucic, crosses the red line, chips it in. Rask will leave it for Chara, almost mishandled it. Lucic for Nathan Horton behind him, but Krejci's on it. Puts it to the net, steered away by Pavelec. Chopped away from Chara. Kane now in a foot race with Boychuk. Kane cuts to the middle, and Boychuk stays right with him and makes a good defensive play. Kane steals, puts it into the crease area, and it's jammed away by Rask. Lucic to the line, that's as far as he gets as Oduya gets on him quickly. And now Boychuk right in the face of Kane again. Kane flips this into the Boston zone. It's almost like a double team on Kane. Boychuk seems to take him until they get deep into the Boston zone, and then if it's around the net, it's Big Chara that picks up the chase. Pavelec sends it around the glass for Glass. Away from him though, Slater couldn't clear, and Marchand just couldn't reach that loose puck. Kulda trying to tie up Marchand. Puck comes loose to the line to Ference, slap shot. That went off. Was that Thorburn that got in front of that?
That was his back getting in front of that one.
McQuaid back for Ference. Cross ice for Brad Marchand to the backhander to the short side. Pavelec trying to hustle back and does get to that far post in time. Glass back into the Boston zone, and Andrew Ference.
The veteran pulled the shoot on that one. Didn't quite stride it out, but I think that's the right call. I don't know if he would have got there anyways. And Evander Kane get a little coaching from Claude Noel. Winnipeg's already wasted their timeout, so they can't change right now. Evander Kane finally found some open ice. Unfortunately, Johnny Boychuk showed tremendous foot speed in this game. Didn't give Kane any kind of separation. Stayed right with him. Eventually stopped certainly the rush opportunity.
Ference had those feet going 100 miles an hour, just wasn't making a whole lot of ground. But he's a veteran, and the veterans know how to do it. Bouncing puck out at center, Corvo tried to stuff it up the boards, it was blocked. Jets do get their line change in. Kulda Sends this back out to center ice. Ladd trying to pick it up cleanly, could not. Seidenberg back in for Chris Kelly. Kelly watched by Ladd. Ladd knocks it away from him, and Andrew Ladd, good job defensively. For Wellwood, across the line with Burmistrov in the high slot. Drags it around. Corvo tried to go to the back post and just missed. A neat little move in the offensive zone by Burmistrov. Wellwood trying to get it back to the right point. It goes off Kelly, and Bogosian's going to have to hustle back.
How good was that by Alexander Burmistrov? What an idea.
Burmistrov spinning at center to get away from Gregory Campbell. Little after it with Ferentz for McQuaid. Waiting for it on the right side is Thornton, stopped by Coulden. Kane now trying to get it back down low and kicks it back in the corner in the Boston end. Ferentz for Thornton. Long wrister into the Winnipeg zone. Under 5 now to go in the third period. 2-1 Jets. Thornton, his pass is blocked by the shin pad of Evander Kane, who was all the way back down behind his own goal line, anticipating the rim around. Ferentz. McQuaid. Ferentz. Into the Jet zone it goes. Bufflin waits for it. For Flood. He tried to send it on to Thorburn on a second try. He does, but by now Chara has pinched down low to block it. Big hit in behind the net as down goes Paillet. Chris Thorburn. They're going to rule he was on his own side of center, so Thorburn's going to get there first to negate the icing. Thorburn trying to get it to the front. It comes back to Bufflin. Cross ice, Oduya on the one-timer. Went off the heel of his stick. Boy, there's been some chances. Stopped at center by Bufflin. Back in with Burmistrov and Ladd. Drilled by Bufflin. And Rask is going to hang on to it. Under 4 to go. Ladd.
Burmistrov brought the crowd out of its chairs with this little toe drag through his feet. Hit the right opportunity, all kinds of skill and confidence in the offensive zone. And this game has gotten really physical, pretty chippy. Dustin Bufflin blows up Daniel Paillet, who's busy watching his pass out in front. And Tanner Glass, always a marked man, gets a little bit of Zdeno Chara up into his chest. And bodies flying all over the place. Brian Little, Andrew Ferentz, that's just a accidental collision, but bodies moving fast, flying around. Been a very physical game tonight.
Shots are 35-35. Jets had 42 on the Bruins in Boston. That was the most they had given up until last night when they gave up 46 against Pittsburgh. Lucic for Nathan Horton. Pavlik to save on the short side. Horton in front of the net. Lucic was alone, and he couldn't handle the pass. Boychuk now in front. Oh, Pavlik got it and bats it away, and now the net comes off as Mark Stewart puts Milan Lucic into the net, and that takes it off the pegs.
It's a lucky break for the Winnipeg Jets. Not only the net coming off, but a couple missed opportunities for Milan Lucic. Very good looks from the back of the net, right off the rush. Mark Stewart blocks the first pass, ends up losing sight of Nathan Horton, who puts it through Bogosian right onto the tape of Milan Lucic. He missed it, and then a slap pass from Boychuk, and that puck was still loose before the net gets knocked off. As Mark Stewart wisely gets Lucic into that net and the net off its moorings.
Boy, that's some tough battles going on in front of the net between Stewart and Lucic. Lucic has scored 8 goals in 8 games and now has scored in just one of his last 11 games. And what a chance he had there to get this game back to a 2-2 tie. 2-1 Winnipeg. Up the middle, stopped by Seidenberg, blocked by the left arm of Slater, and that hurt. Offside as Bergeron just trying to jump the queue at that line.
Winnipeg Jets are doing everything in their power to try to maintain this 1-goal advantage over the Boston Bruins, who haven't lost in 5 weeks. And that includes taking hits, being physical, blocking shots, and Jim Slater is the latest, inspecting the damage onto his hand from blocking a Bruins point shot.
That center cleared in after it is Oduya. Kelly coming in on him. Oduya to Bufflin. He tried to get it to Wellwood. Ferentz breaks it up. That bounces wide in behind the net. Center back out front. Grabbed off by Burmistrov. Burmistrov slows it down at the line. Spins. finds Wellwood in the slot, but it's off Wellwood's stick. And some frustration on Kyle Wellwood as he slams his stick on the ice. Wellwood has gone 5 games without a point. Krejci goes wide, pulls up against Godulia. Back for Lucic. Shot, that's blocked in front by Kyle Wellwood.
Now everybody's getting the act when Kyle Wellwood's blocking shots, Dennis.
Wow. Vermeestrov chips it in and spins to the bench in a hurry as Wellwood gets a pat on the back from Pascal Vincent, assistant coach. Nathan Horton dumps it in. Pavlik watches it come off the backboards and decides he's going to slow this play down a little bit with 2:10 to go.
And this is where all the little things, face-offs, come to mean so much. And the Bruins, amongst the very best in the league, first overall at over 55% as a team. Gives you a lot of time of possession. You have a bit of a mixed line out here right now. Chris Kelly centering Horton and Marchand. As Claude Julien's loading up for the last push.
36 blocked shots in this game. 21 have been blocked by the Winnipeg Jets. Cleared all the way down the ice. And Johnny Boychuk hustles back to touch it. And if the Jets can do that 23 more times, he'll kill the clock.
You have to keep trying to make plays. It's difficult. You get a good clean win from Jim Slater in the faceoff dot. You need to try to make a play, continue to move your feet, move the puck under control up the ice, and not just give Boston 2 straight minutes of offensive zone time.
Slater's won 11 of 17, make that 12 of 18 as he wins that one and clears it around the boards. Boychuk snaps this up the middle looking for Kelly. Off the stick of Stewart. Tied up now, Nathan Horton and Mark Stewart. Wellwood goes to the boards. It's loose in front, Pavlik. Outstanding save and another outstanding save. Andre Pavlik robs Nathan Horton twice. Evander Kane chips it out. Boychuk saying that Kane's stick came up and caught him. Would have been on the follow-through, but he trying to get the referee's attention. Back into the Boston zone. Seidenberg goes back.
Oh, I can't believe they just called that an ice right over top of Seidenberg's stick.
Wow.
The Bruins will get another offensive zone faceoff.
There goes Tuukka Rask to the penalty box for the players' bench. I was going to say Rakatusk.
And here's Andre Pavlik stopping Nathan Horton first on the backhand, then on the quick wrister. Very much under control. Andre Pavlik's been fantastic tonight.
6 attackers for the Bruins. Seidenberg for Peverley. Peverley shot, that's blocked by Bogosian. Bogosian looks at the empty net and then chips it off the boards and back into the Boston zone. No! Wow!
And that was another veteran defender, Dennis Seidenberg this time. Moving his arms, moving his legs, but not pushing. Let that one trickle across the line. He could have got that if he needed to. Surprised the linesman. Let him get away with it.
Face off to the left of Pavlik. Slater and Bergeron. Slater wins it. Bounces to the line. Peverley holds it in for Seidenberg. For David Krejci. Final minute to go. Krejci back to Seidenberg and back to Krejci. Krejci fires, that's wide. Rebound in the right point, kept in by Peverley. For Lucic. Chara's down in front of the net. Krejci. Cross ice to Lucic. Pavlik, the big save off of Milan Lucic.
The Bruins had what they wanted, offensive zone control. Mark Stewart without a stick that was broken in a battle in front of the net. Opening up the seam plays over to Milan Lucic, but Andre Pavlik not only makes a good save, but reads the play to get over to it quick enough to stop Milan Lucic on the weak side. And Andre Pavlik is trying to regain his breath and his composure for the last 37 seconds.
Dustin Byfuglien over to talk to the referee. And you can be guaranteed it's still about that last icing call. Slater up for Byfuglien. Byfuglien battling there with Lucic. And into the glove of Andre Pavlik, and with 27.3 seconds left in regulation, they'll have another face-off in the Jet zone.
Just doing a good job scrambling the draws, getting the battles to the boards, which eat up the valuable time.
14 of 21 for Slater. This one will be against Bergeron. And Slater wins another one. Buckland sends it around and Wheeler goes to the boards hard with Seidenberg, but Seidenberg manages to hold it in. Chara sends it around the right point. Peverley trying to get it back down low, does, but Buckland is on it. Buckland sends it ahead, and Wheeler deflects it down into the Boston zone. A half dozen seconds intercepted by Wheeler. Buckland slaps it off a stick into the Boston zone, and for the first time since October, the Boston Bruins are going to lose in regulation time as the Winnipeg Jets move to a game above 500.
That was a fantastic effort for the Winnipeg Jets from Ondrej Pavelec on out. Everybody paying the price, the kind of hard physical game they needed to play to have a chance against the Boston Bruins. He played a good game as well, but the Jets were full value for this one as they salute the crowd that salutes them.
Plus go home happy as the Jets run their winning streak to 3. They are a game above 500, 2-1 your final.